everyone. Welcome to the Golden Ratio podcast. I am Jen, GR Mom, joined over distance by GR Dad.
Hi.
How's it going, GR Dad?
Good. I think electronically this is going to be the best podcast ever.
This is the first time we've podcasted over distance where we both have the pod box set up with like a mixer and proper microphones and everything.
Yeah, you can be honest. It's the first time I've tried to use the red box with the microphone sticking out of it and the earphones rather than just like talking on my phone.
I mean, your frustration level is lower than it was sometimes where we just tried to get you to do the phone, so...
What do you mean? I'm less frustrated with this?
Yeah.
This is like turning the air conditioner up or down. There's a real debate about what you just said. There's a real
You're doing a great job.
Split of authorities whether what you just said means I'm more agitated or less agitated. I feel less agitated.
You do seem less agitated than some other times where we have not used the pod box.
What does it mean for you to turn the air conditioner up?
You know what? I think both. If I say I'm going to turn the air conditioner down, or I think up means warmer for me. Honestly, talking through it now.
Me too. But
Yeah.
a lot of people say I'm going to turn the air conditioner up, meaning I'm going to make it stronger, which means to turn it down.
You know what?
In my mind,
we share a house, and as long as we're on the same page, frog protection.
I mean, you and I say I'm going to make it 1 degree cooler. Or I'm going to turn it up 2 degrees because we both know the issue here.
I was telling you earlier that I went over to my neighbor's house to pick some mangoes.
Oh, no. Way further neighbor.
Yeah, Bahia's mom's house. And I came back with the mangoes, and it was like the middle of the day, so it was very hot. And I got in, and I was like, man, am I hot. I'm going to turn the AC down a degree from 77, where we normally have it, to 76. And I went over, and it was 82 because it had stopped working. So I spent an hour fixing the air conditioner, but it's fixed.
I would say things like, why do the air conditioners always break in the summer? Well, it's because it's on.
To be fair, our air conditioner is on year-round.
It is, but it's always a bad time for our air conditioner to break.
It's always summer.
But you fixed it, or magically
it's
influenced it. You kicked it.
No. I did proper debugging and
I would have kicked it, which is my way of debugging.
Yeah, no, I did a little more like
I remember, I'm old enough to remember old TV sets where if you smacked them, it actually helped. Sometimes.
Well.
Smack. Very satisfying,
I'll fix the appliances in
the
house.
Made a satisfying banging sound. And then sometimes the hold would work. The vertical hold would snap back into focus.
You're so old, man.
I am. It was black and white, too.
It's time for Cocktail of the Week. This week from friend of the squad, whose screen name is Voting Biden Harris 2024, Emmy Kane 2, sends this. A lot of people send us like photos of cocktail menus from places that they've gone. And they're like, ooh, check out this one. So it says, I was having dinner at a North Union Ogunquit, Maine. Ogunquit? Somebody from Maine tell me how to say that.
Ogunquit sounds really good, whether it's spelled that way or not, but that sounds really good.
Ogunquit.
Oh, I don't know. That could be a whole different thing. But go ahead. You do your bad thing. Bad self. Be your thing.
The server was at the next table describing drinks. The guy asked. The server answered. I died laughing. Okay, so now you got to be like, what did the guy ask and what did the guy answer? So there's a cocktail called the Dad Joke. And the ingredients in the Dad Joke are bourbon, Aperol, Updog, Amaro,
nice,
peach, and peach bitters.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So the guy asked what's in it, and she said all those ingredients, and he said, what's up, dog?
Exactly.
And then what did she say?
Not much, man. What's up with you?
Great joke. That's Dad approved completely. The whole Updog thing I find hilarious. It's just so dumb. It's so funny. Updog.
So there you go. We did not make the Dad Joke because I don't have any Updog.
Yeah. What's up, dog?
I don't know, man. What's up for you? Not much. All right. It's time for Administrative Corner.
Oh, I love Administrative Corner.
Yep.
Oh, wait. I have a confession to make.
Oh, okay. Confession Corner.
I was reminded by some fans that I didn't get you any Flag Day presents this year.
Oh, okay.
It's
This was
very
actually
sad.
item 3 on administrative
very
corner, but we
sad.
can do it first.
I know we give each other big gifts on Flag Day, including car snorkels. But
It was a lightweight Flag Day this year.
I really missed it. I
But
really
people
did a
did
bad
send
job.
you Flag Day cards.
Oh yeah,
the
that's
PO
what
box,
reminded me. Like people sent me Flag Day prezzies, little
I think
stickers and stuff.
we need to make Flag Day like a kind of big holiday in the GR household from now on. It
need
was
to make it
last
happen.
year. We didn't do much this year.
Because I forgot.
From now on, Flag Day, major holiday.
Now I'm just suspecting you made up that thing about Flag Days when people give each other car snorkels.
Normally, you just put your flag out on Flag Day.
Car snorkels.
And now it's the day of car snorkels. But I think it can be sort of like Christmas in July, except it's June 14th. But it can be a day of like doing random kind things for the people that you like, sending them cards and stickers and like little prezzies or big prezzies.
Yeah, it's like Voodoo Day.
Flag Day.
Yeah.
So June 14th, mark your calendars, guys.
But I blew it this year. I'll have to give you stuff on your anniversary, on our your anniversary with me. Our anniversary.
It'd be funny if it were just mine. Well, that's tomorrow. Do you have a present for me?
I already gave you my presents.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Get out of
here. Okay. Flag Day 2025. It's going to be epic.
Oh, it's going to be a day of much gift giving.
We'll remind everyone as it gets closer so you can send your Flag Day cards to all your friends.
Yes.
And
okay,
it can be any flag, right? Like Flag Day in America is like for the American flag, but like you can just you can pick a flag. You can make a new flag.
We may do a golden ratio flag.
Yeah. Do you follow the green flag, red flag guy on like TikTok or Instagram?
I feel like I don't follow him, but you've sent me something. He's not the guy who parades around with a giant red flag.
Yes. He
does
runs
like a
through
little
a field
dance.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I've seen him then, but I don't think I follow him.
Yeah, it's a good account. So people send him videos of people either doing red flag behavior or green flag behavior, and he kind of cuts those videos up with him running with an extremely giant red or green flag.
It is
through
a full
field.
on, yeah, like a flag corps, football game kind of flag.
Yes, and commentary. It's all very wholesome and good, and I like his account.
Except for the behaviors, which are usually.
The green flag ones are super adorable, though.
True. I think I've only seen red flag stuff. I bet there's more red flag than green flag.
Okay. So Flag Day, administrative corner item number 1, Flag Day, official golden ratio holiday now. Start thinking about your flags. Red
just because I
flags,
blew it this
flag.
year doesn't mean next year I won't produce big.
We went light this year. I didn't get you anything either.
A big flag with your face on it.
Please no. Please not that.
I'll ask University of Maryland for the one that they had.
Oh, that banner. I don't know what happened to that.
Imagine this, everyone. Put yourself in Jen's shoes.
Uh-huh.
You're one of these days you drive to campus.
Mm-hmm.
Your campus on which you are a professor.
Mm-hmm.
And you're driving down the road, down Main, Alumni Road
Campus
or whatever
Drive.
it's called.
It's
Campus
called Campus
Drive. Maryland Road. And you look up and there's your face 20 feet high by the side of the road. Did you know about this? No. Did someone ask you if they could use your face on a big flag? No, they did not. It's and everyone's gathering and pointing at it and high-fiving each other because you're so awesome.
Okay, it was not quite that dramatic, but it was like 8 feet high, and it was a banner, that they put like on the flagpoles, right?
Of your face.
It was like waist up. I think
they did not tell you.
My face was extremely giant up there, and I did not know. They did take pictures of me. I did not realize it was going to be on a banner like that.
I can't imagine driving to work and seeing a big my face. It's destabilizing.
I did a talk at NASA in like February or March at NASA Goddard, and they asked for a picture. And when you came in through the main gates, like, you have to go through like the security check, and then it takes you to like the main ring road around the campus. And as you come out of the security gates to that intersection with the ring road, there's a big kind of LED board, that they put like announcements and stuff up on like on the road, and it had my face on it. They're like "There's a talk today by Jen Golbeck." Big
like
picture
one of those
of my
arena
face.
things.
Yes,
not
like
LED so much, but more like color picture.
Yes, color picture
Wow.
of my face.
Wow. Did they tell you they were doing that?
Nope. I was like, look at that. I maybe took a picture of it. And they're like,
Did
yeah,
you
that's
take
why we
a big
wanted
picture of yourself?
I mean, it was just like a phone-sized picture.
Coolest thing ever was when you were in Singapore and there were flags with your face up in Singapore. Was it Singapore?
Seoul,
even cooler. South Korea.
That was crazy. That was just like on the public roads.
Yeah, it was a conference you were at, and they had pictures of you fluttering around. I mean, that would have been the day to speed in Seoul. You could have like pointed up at the sign and been like, "Let me go. I'm that person." And they would have been like, "Holy man.
That was wild.
You must be a big deal because there's flags of your face."
I definitely have a picture of that.
That was awesome. I have a picture of that.
That was crazy.
Because
I was like, Ingo, my face is like just on the street. There's pictures of me.
I know. And you were super jet lag. You could have been hallucinating, but you did not. It was really there. It's in all the pictures.
That's true. That was a trip where I was there for 18 hours maybe.
I think you legitimately spend less time there than in the plane.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Much less time there than in the plane. Yeah.
What's that movie called with Bill Murray? It was kind of like that.
Oh, yeah. No, George Clooney.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of the Bill Murray one where he's in Tokyo and he feels
all weird.
Scarlett Johansson, I think, is in it.
100% is.
Yep.
I am the name is almost there. People are screaming.
I know.
Screaming at their
Yeah,
at their
I think it's Strange
right
Bedfellows, but it's not.
No.
Weird Sensations.
No. Lost in Translation.
Oh, there it is.
I got it. Okay.
I was working my way towards it. Weird Sensations.
I mean, it was close.
That was like that. That was the theme of that too, was like being totally disoriented.
Yeah, that's true.
Well.
Okay. We still got to do administrative corner.
I'm still loving it.
Great. All right. The item I was going to do is number 1. That's now number 2.75.
Jeez, let it go, Golbeck. Boy.
Charlotte the Stingray, who was the stingray that got pregnant
yes,
without a male
immaculate
stingray.
Perception.
She died.
Immaculate Whoa, what?
Yeah, she died.
In North Carolina, in a private aquarium.
Yep. The aquarium and shark lab in Hendersonville said that she died. So it turns out, and we may have talked about this on the pod, that it turned out that like she probably wasn't pregnant. And you and I definitely talked about it. Yeah, because like the amount of the gestation time came and went, and then months went, and we didn't hear anything. And then it was like, oh, she actually had a reproductive growth. Well, whatever it was, killed her. So now she's dead.
Cancer. Shit. Something bad. Anyway, I think it didn't help that the aquarium refused to let a veterinarian examine the stingray. Although, how many stingray experts are? Well, there's probably a lot of stingray experts actually that actually work on ocean stingrays. So, anyway, didn't help that the aquarium got all shady after the story started getting questioned.
So there you go. R.I.P. Charlotte the Stingray.
Just one less miracle in the world.
No. Item number 2 from friend of the squad, Jenna. We talked about old style beer on the last podcast.
Yes, the classic Midwestern beer, 4th of July beer.
Wrigley Field beer.
Yeah.
Everything used to be sort of sponsored by Old Style. So Jenna sent me this link, and it brought back a flood of memories and also some new information. So Old Style was brewed in Wisconsin by the G. Heilemann Brewing Company, which like I remembered because it'd be on the ads, like G. Heilemann Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
That sounds so Wisconsin.
Yep. And I was like, yes. And there's like pictures of the can. And I was like, this is such a throwback to my childhood. I remember this. But like the new wild information is that the brewery for Old Style, the G. Heilemann Brewing Company also invented LaCroix sparkling water.
Wow.
I know. I was like, no.
So they're
They did.
rolling in money now because they're selling water, but they're also still brewing the old style beer.
Yeah,
Wow.
G. Heilemann Brewing Company launched LaCroix sparkling water in 1980.
Get
Perrier,
out. We drink that stuff.
I know, had long been the reigning champ of the sparkling water industry, but the folks at Heilemann wanted to create a more humble, less fancy alternative to the glass-bottled industry standard. As it turns out, that's exactly what people wanted. In just 12 years after its debut, LaCroix was valued at roughly $25 million, and the Heilemann Brewing Company sold it to National Beverage Company the same year.
Ah, they sold it.
They did sell it, but it was invented by the Old Style people.
That's so cool.
So thanks, Pete O'Connell, who wrote this 9 Things You Should Know About Old Style Beer article on Vine Pair.
Good job. The listicle pays off.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Thanks,
job.
Jenna. That was a fun fact.
They did not invent a less fancy alternative. It turns out it turned into something fancy itself. La Croix?
Yeah, but
People
it's not...
do call it La Croix. They don't know it's from Wisconsin. They think it's French.
I think I call it La Croix.
Doesn't everyone call it La Croix?
I think that's just me, and like I've just sunken into your brain that far.
It totally,
La Croix.
yes. That the latter is true. But people make fun of those flavors all the time. La Croix. It's like,
I know.
It's like when you go into the next room and you whisper orange.
Pamplemousse.
Pamplemousse. Seriously. Who says that?
Germans, it turns out.
Yeah. Well, also French, pamplemousse.
Yes. And I guess Perrier was fancier because it's in those glass bottles, but now they have plastic bottled Perrier. You can
Perrier
at the gas
also
station.
sounds French.
I think it is French.
Well, that's automatically fancy. French toast, French fries, French dressing.
French
all
dip.
fancy.
Yep.
French dip.
Anyway, we do drink LaCroix in this house.
We do.
Yeah.
But also Polar, so it all balances out.
It's just kind of whatever we can get. It. You know what? It's all sparkling water. Though I do really like the Topo Chico.
I was gonna say you've had sparkling water where I've drank most of it, where you're like,
oh, the weird flavors. That's
orangey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I prefer the plain.
Weird flavors. It's a perfectly fine flavor. Orange is a very acceptable, normal flavor.
Yeah, it is. I usually just want the water to taste like water.
Acai berry mixed with pomegranate leaves strained through monkey fur.
Gross.
All right, I had to get weird.
You did go there, yeah. It worked. You got it. You got there.
Yep. Go ahead, though.
Okay. That's it for Administrative Corner.
That's it?
Yep.
What if I had a food story? Is that later for ramblings?
Mumblings? I think we can put it wherever the heck you want.
Rambling and mumbling together. Rumbling.
Yeah. You can do an Administrative Corner or you can do it in Ramblings after dog updates.
It's not administrative at all. It's totally a rambling.
All right. Let's do dog updates.
Let me just give you a little preview. Most of the things I'm going to say from now on, rambling.
Okay, good.
I'm
noting down Ingo Food Story and Ramblings.
Not administrative. I mean, even the Flag Day story was in the borderline.
Well, no, like we're announcing June 14th, 2025 is a day by which you should have sent Flag Day cards and or presents to your loved ones.
It does.
So we're going to make it a thing. And Ingo. Yes, send Ingo Flag Day cards.
Your loved ones, but also this dude.
1107 Key Plaza, number 202, Key West, Florida 33040.
Yep. Receiving all packages. Welcoming all takers or whatever it is. Taking all makers.
All right, you ready for dog updates?
Dude, I've been ready for this for a long time. I don't know if anyone else is ready for this because you can't handle this truth. Go ahead.
We got another puppy.
Ramblings.
Got another puppy.
You just undersold that. But we got another puppy.
Oh my God. She's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life, except maybe for Zola, who was tied for the cutest thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life.
I mean, it's hard to tell because right now Ella seems cuter than Zola.
Oh, she's so cute.
Also, Zola seems like a freaking grown-up all of a sudden and a giant dog because now we have this little fluff ball to compare her to.
Zola, I love her so much.
Gained 8 years in one day.
So the background story for Ella is we had actually talked about it on the podcast, right? Month or two ago, that I was like, I was thinking about a second one, and you're like, yeah, it sounds like a good idea.
I mean, if we're going to take over the world with our puppy army, we can't just have one, is what I think I said.
Yeah. So like that literally was us talking about it, you guys. Like I had not brought it up before the podcast. That was our discussion about it. And then we finished the podcast and I was like, cool. So I will text the same breeder that we got Zola from. And I did. And she's like, sure, I've got a batch that'll be ready at the end of May.
And then 2 days later, I was like, you were talking about getting another puppy. What's up with that?
Yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, we're set. I've already put down the deposit.
This literally happened like this. Where I was like, what are we going to do about that? And you're like, what do you mean? I called her like 2 days ago, right after the podcast.
Yeah,
I was like,
done.
I thought we were thinking about it. And you're like, yeah, I did for 2 seconds.
I talked to you about it. You said good idea. Done.
This is taking Save It for the podcast to absurd levels.
So we did not have a name picked out ahead of time. We were talking about like maybe it could be Nacho, since our Nacho, has moved to a new home and now is named Cooper. So Nacho is technically available.
Halloumi. Always an option.
Asiago was also on the list. And I picked her up, and we'll go back to that. And I was driving home with her, and I was like, you need a pretty name because you're such a pretty dog.
She is a pretty girl.
And I was like, you need like a girl name. And
Not
I actually
Halloumi.
I texted my friend Candy, Bahia's mom, also giver of the mangoes, and I sent her a picture, and she was like, Mozzarella, and you could call her Ella. And I was like, that's exactly right. That's exactly what we need. Ella is like a perfect girl,
totally. Ella
beautiful
is a pretty name. Yep.
She's a very pretty dog.
And you can call her Mozzer or Mozza. Hey Mozza. If she gets older and rougher, she could be Mozza.
I saw our friend John today. I was doing a hobby, and there's a guy, John, that works at the hobby place, and I told him about they were asking where you were, and I was like, oh well, we got a puppy, and so he's with the puppy, and I was like, the puppy's name is Mozzarella, and he's like, oh, Mozzarella, you could call her Mutz.
Mutz?
Like, Mutz is actually pretty good.
Mutz sounds German. That's good. I like it.
Yeah.
What's up, Mutz?
Mutz.
Right now, she doesn't really know her name, but I think she knows Ella. I mean, it's a good name to call her by.
Yeah, I mean, she just kind of runs around with Feta and Zola at this point. So
people who follow us have noticed that I have a problem with the 2-syllable multi-vowel names, and they're all the same to me. Every dog
you just call those puppies by whatever.
Every dog is Feta Zola Ella. Hi, Feta Zola Ella. Oh, you're Feta Zola Ella. Where's Feta Zola Ella?
You could just call it like Cheese. Hey, Cheese. Come here, Cheese.
I know, but like
Cheese dog.
One of the names actually triggers something in 2 of them at least.
Yeah.
Or is supposed to. I'm looking at you, Zola.
Zola. So
if I say it like that, I get even less of a response.
So Ella is 8 weeks. I guess today is 9 weeks old.
No way. I've been saying 12.
Oh no, she was 8 weeks when I picked her up like a week ago. So she's 9 weeks now.
No wonder she's so small.
Yes, 9 weeks.
Wow.
She is a half sister to Zola. They have the same dad. So just like Hops and Vink were half sisters, they had the same mom. Zola and Ella
sisters
are
from the same mister.
Yep. It's a brother from another mother.
That's
sister.
That's
right.
From another mother.
So that's pretty cool. And so I had her for like 5 days, and then you drove up here with Feta and Zola so they could go to training with Michael. And we spent one whole day together, which was very nice.
You and me, yes.
Yeah,
that was great. What a bonus.
It was. And so we had a dog sitter down here staying with the boys. We had one day up in DC together. And we got to do the intros, and just everybody loved each other. It took them. There were no problems, but it probably took 15 minutes for everybody to start like chasing each other in a circle and really playing. There was a lot of just like, what the heck? What is this?
What is this, and what do you want me to do about it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was interested and wagging. It was fine, but they warmed up after about 15 minutes, and now they're all BFFs.
It's super good. In the vein of dog updates, I got to say, Feta is seamlessly doing the same thing with Ella as she was with Zola.
Yep.
Which is like gently chomp playing and rolling around on her back and like just being a good big sister.
It's so great.
And Zola is I'm not objective about this, but Zola and Ella do seem like they have a lot of similarities. Like they kind of sit the same and they kind of snuggle on each other, and they do fall asleep with their heads touching and stuff. It's very cute, and there does seem to be like a very comfortable situation there.
I was worried that Zola and Ella would like bond because they smell like each other, and like poor Feta would get pushed out, but that's not happening. Like Ella is playing just with Feta, and
I think it's good that you and I are the only ones that make fun of Feta, and the other dogs
she's
don't.
Funnel shaped. Yeah,
the other dogs accept her for the weird looking thing that she is.
She's wonderful.
She's such a good big sister.
Yeah,
she's
she really
very
is.
good at this.
So yeah, everybody's getting along great. So I came back to Maryland. So like 4 or 5 days ago, I came back from Maryland to Florida to be with the boys like 4 or 5 days ago. So
it's good that I now have the girls and you have the boys, because now it's easy. I can just say, "Hey, girls," and it's correct.
It is. Yes. So you're staying up there with them until Wednesday or Tuesday, I guess, and then you're driving back. I am flying up on Wednesday. We will not see each other in between because I have a work thing to do. So, and we'll see each other again in a week.
I know, but there
month.
will be 6 dogs up there, or 5.5 dogs up there. So that'll be
down here in Florida. Yeah, you're
mass.
Bringing everybody back.
Yep.
So I will not be
training.
Here. No, so they're getting trained until Tuesday. So Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday will be training. And it turns out Michael, the trainer, he came by today to train you, and he's bringing Ella to training tomorrow. So I didn't think she was going to go because she's so tiny, but she's going.
He wants to show her off to someone because she's a fluffy little puppy.
She's so cute.
He did see her today and was like, "Oh, we can work on her jumping. We could do this, and we can teach her to sit and all these things." I'm like, "All right, do it. Go ahead.
Great.
Yeah, French sounds good.
Fix him. Fix her.
Did he train me? Yes, Jen.
Yes.
Did you pay him extra to train me, or is this a service that is included?
He did not tell me what he would charge for training, but I did specifically request that Ingo get some training.
Yeah, he said, "I'll beat the crap out of you. Don't do what I say. If you don't do what Jen says."
He did not say
that. He's an MMA fighter,
but he could beat the crap out of you.
I don't want to say MMA, but it's kind of MMA. I mean, he does kickbox and
some Thai boxing.
He's
like
very
he goes
serious
to Thailand to do it.
About getting fight.
He sends us videos of him training the dogs, and on the first day, he sent a video, and he's got his shirt off. And he's like, "Sorry that I don't have a shirt on, but also I think there's a space for like shirtless content." And this dude is like jacked. Like,
oh yeah.
It was not an accident. I'm pretty sure that his shirt was off.
He fights without a shirt on, I think too.
Yeah, no, it just like shorts. I mean, he's got tons of these videos up on his thing, but I mean, like, dude's huge. Yeah. And goes to Thailand and does whatever the kind of fighting is that he does. So like, Ingo, you are a strong guy and you're crazy.
Oh no!
Generally, my money would be on you in a fight, but he's crazier, and I think he's stronger.
Totally, but he's also kind of like a gentle dude, and he's so good with dogs. Like he's just so not macho about any of this bullshit. Totally. No, he had his shirt off this morning too. So it was
when he came to see you.
Yeah, it was like 80 degrees. I don't remember having a shirt on. I think he had a shirt off.
Topless in our house?
It was in the yard.
All kinds of stuff go on, man.
In the yard, I had like, full outfit on, and then all this like off, right? Deep.
Yeah.
And I was trying to keep the mosquitoes off, and he's like shirtless in his shorts.
Hey, good for him, man.
Oh, he's doing. He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
So, training is going good. He's working on I told him the things that I wanted. I'm like, if you can get it, so Feta and Zola, like when we go to the door, will sit and stay and hold it until they're released. Our lives would be infinitely better because those skills will apply in a bunch of places. And like right now, we have like chaos around a variety of things in the house. Like if we open the door, Feta especially really tries to just like squeeze through and
Feta
bolt out.
super loves to, bolt.
She needs to be able to control her impulses. And so I was like, if she can do that, right? If you can go to the door, sit and stay and wait, like she has mastered impulse control then, which will carry over to a lot of other things. And, I told him all this and he's like, yeah, great. So he's working on that. He's working on recall. They're now wearing collars with like little 3-foot pieces of rope, you say?
String. Because the rope might distract them. I mean, he doesn't want them only to pay attention during training, right? So it's like if they're dragging a heavy leash, that'll make them pay attention differently. And, so having them on a heavy leash all the time is limited, right? He's like, this string, they won't notice, but you can grab it and you can step on it and you can move their head down a little bit if you want them to sit or something. But they won't always notice it and be on high alert.
Yeah.
So he's got strategies, but he's a big fan of positive reinforcement.
Totes.
Treats, Jen, treats. Like me, he and I love to give that treats.
Tiny little treats.
He does. He has he's ground up like treats into dust, and he gives them like a squish of dust.
A pinch.
A pinch, exactly. He gives them a pinch of dust, and they're like super happy with that.
Yep.
I give them like eggs.
You're like, here, would you like an entire hard-boiled egg?
Would you like Me too. Let's share eggs. I'll have one. You have one.
Yeah. So training's going well.
And I don't make him do anything for it. I'm just like, you're a valid human being. You're a valid canine. You can just have your own dog. You can have an egg.
Sometimes you're like, sit,
job.
and they're like, no. And you're like, okay, have the egg anyway.
He's like,
this is why I needed Michael to train you.
This is why I need therapy, because I'm like, external validation is great. Here, have some. And you're like, it shouldn't be all about that, Ingo. I'm like, well, that's how I work. Give me my Flag Day present. God damn it.
I'm sorry that I didn't get you a Flag Day present this year.
Oh, no. I just mean that's how I get motivated, is Flag Day presents and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yep.
So he's doing a great job with them. They're also very stimulated. I think he's got 3 or 4 or 5, 6 other dogs there.
Oh, I think there's like 15 other dogs
they all
there.
hang out there.
Yeah.
He's got like 3 acres, so it's not crowded.
For sure.
It's funny. He came here this morning and he's like, you and Jen and me probably have one thing in common. Our like dog density per square foot of house is about the same. He's like, I have 20 dogs. You have 6.
That is probably right. That math
we have
probably
a much
works.
smaller house than he does. He has one in further out.
Yes.
That's way bigger and has more space. But our house
his
is
yard's huge.
teeny tiny.
Yes.
We had
true.
4 dogs max this place out.
No kidding. So the other kind of, I guess, related dog update and a half is that you drove them and you're like, yeah, somebody chewed the cover off my 12-volt outlet, but that also doesn't matter because we got rid of the green bean on this trip. So the green bean is no more.
I mean, it's in case we weren't vocal about that before. The green bean was a good Jeep Wrangler, and we are Jeep Wrangler fans, so that's a good thing in our book.
Yep.
But it had manual wind down windows on all 4 doors and no central locking.
Yep.
So it had keyholes in the driver's side and the passenger side from the outside. But to lock the back, you had to either open the back door or reach around the front to unlock it.
Yep.
Like you couldn't unlock the back and then you also had to lock the back gate.
Yep.
So it was a pain.
It was a pain. And it didn't have like the CarPlay when you plugged your phone in.
No,
so you
that
like
also
couldn't
didn't
use
work.
any of your phone stuff on the little central console.
So I had to like look at my phone for navigation, which
Terrible.
is, you do a lot of driving around weird places. It's good to have navigation showing.
Yeah, not
so
ideal.
it was a mysterious car. It had also, I think, been submerged a few times by the previous owner.
Which the no power doors and locks would suggest, because the reason that Jeeps come without that is so you can take the doors off really easy if you're going to like off-road it and you don't have to worry about the electronics and stuff. We got it because we had a backup car that we gave to your daughter.
Yep.
And then it was like, oh, we need a new, Maryland car. And so we bought this used, like literally the cheapest used one that we could use Wrangler that we could find.
And now we know why it was the cheapest. It's because it didn't have power or anything.
Yeah. So now we have a slightly, almost new, but slightly used blue Jeep to replace the green Jeep.
Well, we just leapfrogged ourselves. This thing's a plug-in hybrid.
Yeah.
I'm plugging it in tonight. Plug.
That's great. Did you drive it today?
Yeah.
Did it drive on the electric the whole time? Because you didn't drive that far.
Yeah.
How was it?
Quiet.
Yeah, I bet.
Quiet. It has like a 22 mile range just on battery.
Yeah.
And it takes all night to charge on a 110 volt current. But you know what? What the heck?
Who cares? It's there overnight, right?
Yeah. My friend Manny was like, I mean, that's probably all you drive in a day. I'm like, well, Manny, 30 miles is like one way to Key West.
Yeah. We have to
when I get
really
groceries, I drive almost twice that.
Yeah.
He's like, well, it's still better. I was like, yeah. You drive 30 miles without using gas. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it is better.
Also has a big sunroof. Like the whole roof rolls up.
Yeah. R.I.P. Green Bean. You served us well.
No, now it's blueberry something.
Yeah, we don't name our cars in this household, so
call it something.
Normally we just call them the yellow Jeep, the blue Jeep, the green Jeep, the turquoise Jeep.
That's true. Yeah. We'll call it. We'll find it. We'll find a name for the license plate.
Yeah, we personalize the license plates, but we don't name the cars.
Correct.
Yeah.
Except the green bean was kind of the green bean.
It was kind of the green bean.
The color was
Yeah.
Mojito! Exclamation mark.
Also great. Mojito.
This one's boring.
Yeah, Hydro Blue is the color.
Hydro Blue. Our yellow one's called High Velocity.
Also great. My turquoise Jeep is called Bikini.
Imagine inventing a color that's called High Velocity. What the confidence it takes to be like, I'm going to call this color High Velocity. That's awesome.
It does look fast.
Yes, it's very bright. Very bright.
It is. I love that yellow Jeep. So there you go. No more green bean, but the blue Jeep looks pretty cool.
R.I.P. But it was time. As usual with used cars, if we'd gotten rid of it a month ago, I would have saved a $2,500 brake job. But it's probably better for the world that I sold it with good brakes. Ingo
brought it in. He's like, it's making a weird sound. And they're like, cool, this is not safe to drive on the road. So you're just going to have to leave it here.
Our technician couldn't diagnose it further than, these brakes are a mess. You need new ones. I was like, okay, can you fix them? And they're like, yeah. Can you give us all your money? Yeah, okay.
Yep, that is about what happened. All right, so that's it.
But we traded in the green one. So
traded in the green one, got a blue one.
It's actually nice to do that because the old Jeeps, people want the old Jeeps.
You're going a little too dad with like resale value here.
Thing.
All right, save it for Ingo Corner because it's boring. So you can come back to it there.
I'll forget by then. You know this.
Yep. All right. So the boys up here are fine. Crap. And that is the end of dog updates. It's time for ramblings. And
oh my God. What is Guaco Man chewing on these days?
Nothing. They're all just real
avocado or Blauhai?
He switches off.
This is interesting.
All right. So for ramblings, since I know you'd forget, I wrote down that you have a food story.
Oh, yeah. We went back to Jaleo, Oyamel in D.C.
Yes, we did. The Mexican place.
Because I think I was too hasty the last time. I tried the grasshopper taco again from Oaxaca.
I have a great picture of you taking your first bite of the grasshopper taco, and there's a grasshopper that looks like it's trying to escape out of the top of the taco.
Yeah, they were mostly dead. I think there were a lot more grasshoppers in this one than in the last one. And I may be just remembering badly, but I think it was solid
any
grasshopper.
Grasshoppers are too many grasshoppers.
Yeah. No, it's true. But I just seem to recall last time, and I may have had more margaritas last time, that there was like the occasional grasshopper in the general taco filling. It was like, it's all grasshopper.
Yeah.
But
That's
it
how I
wasn't
remember
that
it.
bad. It didn't taste that bad as I remember it.
My stomach turned.
No, I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize.
I was fully disclosure about it.
Yeah, it was fine. But man, I looked at that thing, especially after you'd taken a bite, and I was like, oh, there's just bugs on the table.
I mean, if this is what it takes to get protein in the future, I'm in, and that's really what I wanted to confirm.
It doesn't though. There's like protein in all kinds of vegetables.
I mean, it's interesting that there are already vegetarians that do fine, so maybe we don't need to eat grasshoppers with such determination.
We don't. I mean,
dogged determination.
No judgment on the people of Oaxaca, but no thank you.
Grim determination. Well, if you have a ton of grasshoppers and they're kind of ticking you off and eating your plants, probably I'd eat them too.
No thank you.
Did I tell you the story about my brother and our strawberries in the backyard?
I don't think so.
When we lived in Australia as little kids, my mom planted strawberries, and she's like, oh, those snails are just eating all my strawberries. I hate those snails. So my brother went out one day and ate the snails.
Ate the snails? Oh, God, your brother must have been really little.
He was like 2.
Yeah.
Maybe 3. And so my mom went out there and she's like, give it, stop. And he started chewing harder like a dog, like a puppy. She tells the story.
Oh, gross.
And she's like, give me, stop. And he chewed it and swallowed it just to be more obnoxious. He thought he was doing her a favor as like a little natural pesticide. I think he may have also just enjoyed eating snails. Who knows?
Gross.
They were with shell, obviously.
Oh no.
He invented escargot. What do you want? My brother invented escargot.
Genius.
Yeah. He's yes, he is. He's a genius.
Okay.
There we go.
It's time for Taste of the Keys. Oh, this is a dramatic one. So, back in 2020, when we all had a little more time on our hands,
always voluntarily.
Correct. You and I were doing a semi-regular podcast that was originally called Murders in Paradise and then eventually changed to Mysteries in Paradise, where we talked about Keys murders and then ghost stories and things. And it was pretty fun. And people are like, oh, are you going to bring that back? And it's there's not that many murders here in the Keys.
There's some mysteries, but not good stories about them.
No. And so we kind of did most of them. We could do some more episodes because I've got Terry Schmidta's True Crime of the Florida Keys, volumes 1, 2, and 3. But even then, there's probably 5 episodes more that we could do, and then we would have done all the crimes of the Keys. And there's not fresh ones coming, you guys, because there's not a lot of crime down here. So anyway, in Mysteries in Paradise, we covered the Treehouse murders, which are a kind of infamous recent true crime crazy story here in the Keys.
That was an elaborate crazy story.
Yeah, so the sort of light background, you can go listen to the episode if you want all the details, but the light background is they're called the Treehouse murders because the murders took place in a treehouse where this lady was living, and I think 3 dudes kind of broke in, came to the treehouse, I think to rob her of drugs, and they attacked her, and then I think her boyfriend, some other, maybe the guy who owned the house that the treehouse was on the property of, and a third guy who was just a neighbor who heard shit going down and came over to help. And they injured the lady and let's say her boyfriend, but they killed the neighbor who just came over to help. I think stabbed him and he died. And so, I mean, it was terrible. Like, this guy was just like literally didn't have anything to do with anything. Like, just came over to help, and got killed in the process. And so they arrested the 3 guys, including this one dude, Tyrone Tucker. And Tyrone Tucker, after he got arrested, married this woman who claims to be a co-founder of CrossFit, and the other co-founders of CrossFit say that she actually was not a co-founder. I think she was married to one of them, though. And so anyway, she's got CrossFit founder money. And she married this guy in jail and like hired him a lawyer and bailed him out. And he went to trial in like this year, I think, which we haven't talked about. So we just talked about him being arrested. He had a trial in January, and there was a hung jury for the murder charge. And so he
gets off.
I think they're going to retry him.
He does not get off.
But he was still out on bond.
He gets off.
So he was away. Now, the CrossFit lady lives in California, I think, somewhere out in the West Coast. So this is a slightly older story. So that's all the background. January, hung jury, and so he's still out on bond. And on May 3rd, 2-time Pulitzer Prize winning journalist Gwen Filosa and friend of the squad writes this update, which I just missed. And so whatever, you're getting it a couple months late, but like, you don't care. You haven't been following the Treehouse murders. Nobody sent me this.
We didn't say breaking news. We said news of the keys.
Taste the keys. So on May 3rd, this dude was arrested in how do I pronounce this? Multnomah County Jail in Portland, Oregon.
Multnomah?
Multnomah? Multnomah.
Good job.
Multnomah? Multnomah? Someone's going to write in and tell me how to say it. So he gets booked into jail. I don't know what he did. Maybe DUI. But he had been drinking for sure, which is not allowed under the conditions of his pretrial release. And so the Judge James W. Morgan III of Monroe County, signed a warrant for his arrest because he violated those conditions. So it set a $3.1 million bond, and basically he's going to get sent back here, I guess. He's due to appear in the Monroe County Courthouse in Key West on June 17th. I don't know if that happened or not.
So have they decided if they're going to try him again? Are they going to try him again? And that's why he's still out on bond? This is like
he's still out on pretrial release,
limbo,
which would suggest they are going to try him again.
That there's going to be a trial for after pre.
All right, here's the background. All right. So this guy, Tucker, married a woman who's a regular item in New York Post page. This is by Gwen Filosa. New York Post page 6 column. She posted his $2 million bond. And after Court TV's gavel-to-gavel live stream coverage of his trial in Key West in January, which I cannot believe we missed, he became a minor cause celeb with an online following. He's got a crazy Facebook account. He represented himself in court.
Oh my goodness.
And while his amateur lawyering frustrated prosecutors, he raised enough doubt in jurors' minds to dodge conviction. Monroe County Judge Mark Jones declared a mistrial after jurors couldn't reach the required unanimous decision. Jurors began and ended on the same day with the majority of jurors voting guilty, but a couple had questions and they said they just couldn't figure it out. A juror told Keys Weekly...
You don't have to figure it out, jurors.
One juror told Keys Weekly that a lone holdout juror refused to budge from her decision that Tucker should be acquitted, and that led to the hung jury.
It can happen. No. There's no way to get at this. Unless the jurors want to beat someone up.
On January 29th, Judge Jones, who had presided over that trial, disqualified himself from the case and then assigned it to Judge Morgan. Monroe County State's Attorney Dennis Ward, who I think he may have been on jury duty that time you and I were both on jury duty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like he was a potential juror?
Yes, as a potential juror.
I don't think he should be a potential juror.
Because the judge was going around and like anyone who is an attorney could ask to be excused. And so all the attorneys raised their hands and he's like, do you want to serve or not? And he's like, yes, I would like to. Was
that him? Dennis Ward?
I mean,
I wouldn't want him on my jury. He's the friggin' prosecutor.
So, anyway, Dennis Ward's office wants a judge to place a gag order on Tucker, citing his regular Facebook posts and videos on his YouTube channel, in which he discusses his case and accuses prosecutors in the sheriff's office of misconduct. Tucker announced plans to have his wife, Lauren Janai, interview a witness in the case, despite a no-contact order that forbids him from having direct or indirect contact, including through a third party. Monroe County State's Attorney has no plans to drop the case. Quote, a man's life was lost and he was involved in it. He needs to be held accountable for it. So.
It's tough.
Yeah. Even some of Tucker's strongest supporters want him to hire attorneys this time.
It's always tough when the accused is their own attorney and he's cross-examining witnesses. He's like, did you see me on that night? Are you sure it was me? Maybe it was dark. Because I remember it was, never mind. I think it may have been dark. I mean, it's just so awkward to have. There was some New York City subway person a couple years ago who was representing themselves. And that was literally like the problem with the cross-examination. Are you so did you think it was me? Are you sure it was me? Because I don't think it could have been me. I mean, I was somewhere else. And it's like, dude, get a lawyer. This is terrible.
No kidding.
What you're doing. Anyway, it's a high-profile trial in Key West. That's true.
I know someone who was on this trial. I didn't realize it was this one, but I was talking to somebody about jury duty, and they were like, "Oh yeah, so and so is on jury duty, or got summoned, and there's a murder trial." And I was like, "Oh, that's interesting. Like, there's I think 2 or 3 murder trials that have to go forward still." I didn't realize it was this one. Yeah. So Gwen's article says that he was supposed to appear in the Monroe County Courthouse on June 17th, but there doesn't look to be any articles about that. So maybe he just showed up. Maybe it got pushed back.
It's the keys. He was like, I'm fishing. Can we do it next week? They're like, no. And he's like, well, I'm out on the boat. And they're like, all right.
So anyway, this is quite a I don't know, salacious story, with the whole CrossFit involvement and everything. So if you want all those details, you can go dig up Mysteries in Paradise and listen to the Treehouse Murders episode. And I don't know if it'll be more coherent than this, but it will be longer.
You talked about it. It's coherent. It's fine. It's all coherent. You're the most coherent person I know.
Oh, thanks. It's time for German Word of the Week.
Oh, yeah. I'm building up my ramblings here. Sorry, I had my brain was in English. Sehnsucht.
Yeah.
Which literally kind of means being addicted to longing. Sucht is addiction, and longing is, sehen is sich sehnen nach was is to be aching for something or to be pining for something. So Sehnsucht is kind of like that. It's a feeling of pining for something. It's often for a place or a time. So you're pining for a time you remember or a place you remember, or you are acutely feeling the lack of a certain place or a certain thing. Sehnsucht nach einfachen Zeiten. You can have it for simpler times, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. But it's not just nostalgia. It's more this idea of just longing for, yeah.
Yeah.
Sehnsucht. Mm-hmm.
Cool. That's a good one.
There you go.
Poetic.
SEHNSUCHT.
Indeed.
Yep.
Excellent.
I already forgot all the ramblings. They just went
Ingo
right out of my
Corner.
head.
Yeah, I'm not going to remind you because they were boring. It's your responsibility to remember your boring ass.
Wait, did we skip ramblings altogether? You just went from keys.
No, you talked about your food thing. Ingo Food Story was
that
in
was ramblings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it's time for Ingo Corner. We can talk about whatever you want.
I'll accept.
All right. I'm going to be generous. You were going to talk about car resale value, which I said was boring.
No. That's okay. I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
Is there anything you do want to say in Ingo Corner?
Oh, thanks for the Flag Day cards, everyone. That's amazing.
Pretty awesome.
That you remembered. Thanks for all the cards. And you all are doing amazing. And, look, this is weird, I think. Maybe. But the angel dog stories, the whole mythology of angel dog heaven has given me a good way to deal with the loss of all of our dogs. And it may be some sort of quasi-religion for me. I'm not sure how to define all this, but I kind of, I want to say it, let myself believe it. I kind of accept it as a potential outcome, which is it's very irrational, but it makes me feel better to think of all our dogs being more, just being more of themselves up there forever. That's nice.
Scheming.
It's a nice thought. Scheming and talking and being themselves. Yes.
That's awesome.
So I think it's great. So thanks, GR Dialogues, for writing those. I think they're very helpful little mythology. There, I said it. Mythology.
I think that's great.
I mean, I'm not at Harvard grad school learning about psychology and stuff.
I got my diploma today, by the way.
Whatever. That's right. You got your diploma without even having to show up at graduation. That's pretty cool.
I made the dean's list. They sent me a little certificate.
Yeah. Duh.
I mean,
of course you did.
I didn't have great grades in undergrad, but I had basically all A's in all my other grad programs. We didn't have dean's list. I was like, what is this? Dean's list.
Harvard invented grade inflation. What are you talking about? You should do better than an undergrad.
Hey, I earned those A's, baby.
We invented social promotion and grade inflation. I mean, if you're going to be at Harvard, you might as well have an A average at Harvard. Jeez. We'll make that happen. Yay.
Well, I wrote to them because my master's degree that I just got is in psychology. But the ghost class that I took, which was my favorite class, was an anthropology class. And they do have an anthropology master's degree. And I was like, can I get a second one of these in anthropology? And they're like, you sure can. And I was like,
you sure can. What's your bank account number?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
What's your bank account information?
The way that you get into these programs.
This is a mess. This admissions process was crazy upside down for me.
You have to take 3 classes. One is there's a specific I don't know, the admissions class. I don't know what it's called. Pro seminar, I guess. So it's a graduate seminar to sort of make sure that you're able to read, research, and synthesize it or whatever. But there's one course that is used for admission to both psychology and anthropology. And I was like, cool. So I took this course already. I assume you don't want me to take it again if I were to get a second master's in anthropology. And they're like, yeah, that's interesting. We'll figure something out. They're like, you got all A's in your psychology program.
Nobody's ever done this before.
We do know that you're qualified.
Most people only get one master's professor.
Well, I got a lot of shit going on.
You want to increase the amount of shit that you have going on. Is that what you're saying?
If they were to
what it sounds like to me is I have a gap in my shit doing schedule, so let's put in another master's course.
The thing, well, we don't need to go there. Yep.
I think it's great. Your brain, I think, if unchallenged, would be too scary anyway. So it's better to keep you distracted and focused on education and stuff, because I don't necessarily want to be the focus of all your stuff. So it's cool. It's cool.
I got a lot of big things going on right now, you guys. Many big things.
Puppies, for example.
I mean on the non-golden ratio side of my life, but we don't need to talk about those here. Maybe if the Patreons want to know
secrets, is that what you're saying? Secrets?
I mean, I think there's like 4
secrets.
4 big secret. I mean, they're not like I can't really talk about them secrets, but kind of secret projects. If you're like a Patreon and you want to know about like all the secrets, which don't have anything to do with dogs, like they just have to do with me, like let us know and we'll do a bonus pod about it.
I'm letting you know.
I know you
subscribe.
Okay,
I subscribe. Yes. I have equal rights.
You know about all of them already.
I want to know.
You know already because you live with me.
You never know. I probably want to know all the details that I haven't gotten before.
It's true. You may have forgotten some parts.
Oh my God. It's so much.
I know. It is.
It's so much.
All right. So if you're a Patreon
or super macrame alone takes up a lot of time.
You want to know about like the GR mom?
No hate to any macrameers. It's
no.
not like I do. I'm not like I'm doing macrame.
Oh. Okay. Let's end this podcast.
I'm glad you waited until now to say that. You gave us many times and lots of joy. Much time and lots of joy.
Well, thanks everyone for listening. And until next time, Slava Ukraini, and don't put anyone unless they ask you to.
That's right.
Bye.
Bye.